Just make sure. All right, we are recording. Good to go. Okay. So what was your initial reaction to finding out that you weren't going to have a spring season?
It was pretty frustrating, especially for guys that I was more frustrated for other guys that weren't ready, like needed to develop more and needed the spring ball so they could put themselves in the mix for a starting role and get themselves ready for the season. But it's just going to have to be one of those things where they get themselves in the playbook and get expedite the process come fall camp and be able to put themselves in the mix come fall camp.
How was your injury recovery process been like?
It's been really good. It's been one of those things where I've kind of had to focus on my body and taking care of it a little bit better and being more vocal to like our team doctors and our team athletic trainers and being smarter about what I do in the weight room and things like that. But I'm 100% and I've been uh, full go since January 1, so I'm in great shape right now. I'm excited for the season.
Yeah. So how much do you feel like missing spring ball impacts you personally, just, coming back from that injury? What are you losing by not getting that?
I mean, there's a couple reps I'm going to leave out on the table. Obviously, the plan for me was not to do a ton of spring ball, regardless, just to stay safe and keep the body in shape. But it definitely it would have helped a little bit to get a better mental advantage, get more reps and get my mind ready for the season.
Mhm. How big of that now is the mental component? Maybe that you guys, aren't on the field together. How do you guys prepare mentally to head into fall camp and get ready for what's ahead?
It's just something we're gonna have to work on come summertime. And something that we're gonna have to build a chemistry, like doing 7-on-7 stuff against the offense, and get a team get almost like a team swagger back together and something like that.
Mhm. I know Doug, he had mentioned you guys built a lot of momentum in the off season. Do you agree with that? How do you feel like you guys were heading into now what would have been the start of spring camp?
Yeah, I think we had a lot of momentum going into the off season. We didn't finish like we wanted to, like those last two games or last three games really. But there was a stretch during that season where we thought we could beat just about anyone, and I think that's something that we're going to carry through the season. And even though we're not having it through spring ball, we're not having that spring ball. I think it's just going to be something that we're going to have to develop come summertime and get that chemistry back together like we had and playing complementary football with the offense and special teams as well.
Mhm. Has Lovey spoken to you guys at all about maybe an expectation into this kind of unique situation where you guys are all just not together?
It'll be things like video calls and video like meetings, kind of like this. But it'll be more like individual specific. Like I'll meet with Coach Miles, our linebacker coach, individually just to keep my head in football, and he'll meet with some other players that like need it as well. But it'll be things like that just to keep us ready for football at all times.
Have you talked to any of the guys on the team? Have you guys? I mean, I know you're one of the leaders on the team. Are you taking charge as far as maybe holding people kind of accountable and you guys just keeping in touch?
It's not as much of a holding people accountable thing. It's just something that just staying positive to guys, and I'm staying. We're obviously there's a group of guys that I always talk to, like my friends and a lot of the guys that I came in with, and guys like position group wise, we have a group chats and things like that, and just being positive and uh, making sure people aren't just not working out at all. And I know that none of our guys are going to do that, and I think we're going to come back in good shape. Like we left in some really good shape, and I think we're a lot further ahead than we were last spring, so I'm excited about it.
What do workouts look like for you now that maybe you don't have access to a gym or a field?
Um, I mean, it's just different things like doing home workouts. I have access to a field that like Florida isn't like completely shut down. Like you can't come out of your
Right.
house. It's like they did close. Like you can't go in it. Like public places are closed. Like like restaurants. Obviously, it's only takeout and things like that. But
Yeah.
essential like grocery stores are still open. Um, and like there's still like different parks and fields that you can get to do like different sprint work and things like that. So just getting to the field and doing those things and staying in good enough shape to so when we get back, it's not like starting from square one.
Do you feel like it's a big hit to, obviously you guys are gonna, keep in shape physically, but just to not get the reps on the field, is that maybe a big hit for you? Maybe trying to like shake the rust off after missing the last couple games?
Yeah, it's a hit. But it's like one of those things. It's kind of like riding a bike. Like you get back on and it's still football. It's not it hasn't changed. Um, it's just a little bit more. It may take a couple extra days to get back into the right shape, but at the end of the day, I think we're going to be okay. And it's just getting that. I think it's at the end what it comes down to is getting the chemistry together as a team and building our. That's the main thing that we missed was the chemistry part because we had some guys graduate and it is a little bit of a different team, but the chemistry part's what's going to be our big factor for us.
As far as the defense too, because you guys lost a lot of the defensive line, Austin Clark left. How important was it maybe to just get back together as a defensive unit and figure out what you guys were going to do there together as a whole?
It was important, and some guys needed some reps to develop some younger dudes and some of our younger D tackles. But I know like guys like Calvin Avery are going to step up, and I think we pursuing. I think we got a grad transfer recently at edge for D lineman. That'll be good for us. So, but those are our golf guys that have played a lot of snaps. So it's not like it'll just be like meshing together again come summertime.
Absolutely. Do you feel like you guys will be like? How do you maybe turn this into a positive situation? Do you feel like you'll be more motivated come fall, given that you didn't have this time now?
So I think it's the two things, like you said, like more motivated. You're gonna want to put in more work for the summer and like slingshot us into the fall. But at the same time, I think we're gonna go in healthier. That no one's gonna get banged up from spring ball. No one's gonna like because there's always that risk in spring ball where you could have another season ender, like from anyone. So it's being safe from that point, from that perspective is big as well, and I think that'll be an advantage for us come the season, give us a little bit of more longevity.